speech is way too long. I apologize, I'm a contrarian. That's my dad. And, you know, Sarah, they don't call me liver lips for nothing. I talk to you. I'm the brother of the groom. You might recognize my very handsome left shoulder from Save the Date. I'd like to thank the bridesmaids on behalf of my brother. They've been spending all day getting makeup done, getting their hair did, while the guys are off playing golf. All right. I'd like to propose a toast, first of all, to the people without whom not any of this wouldn't have been impossible. Strike that. Strike that, reverse it. George Bush and Dick Cheney. Without their wiretaps and rendition, those who hate our freedom would likely have attacked our lovely hamlet of Loudonville. And there's no more attractive a target than Schuyler Meadows Country Club. If we'd had the reception at the Roost, I'm pretty sure we'd have nothing to worry about. Oh yeah, and also Mr. and Mrs. Norton, and my parents, Mom and Dad. Thanks for the sweet party. Finally, I'd like to thank Charlie. Everybody loves Charlie. The end. No, just kidding. Just wait till I get going. And now, without even further ado, in the long and glorious O'Higgins tradition of stealing the work of greater minds and passing it off as our own, this speech is called The Audacity of Love. I first met the groom on April 20th, 1981. I like those early days when I was much taller. The funny thing about Sean, or Shawnee as he likes to be called, is that he wouldn't have even been here if not for, whoops, Colin. Alright, my parents decided they would round us out to 4 because we like to play tennis. And you need to have, you know, a doubles match and a singles match. I know what you're all thinking, Canadian doubles, right? We'd never even heard of that until Brendan married Kitlin. Anyway, so Sean, don't ever forget that. You be nice. Alright, typically I'd say a couple words about Sarah and Sean, how they met, but Randy is going to follow up and he's going to have a nice speech about that, so I'm going to save that for him. Now tonight is a particular honor for my brothers and me because, let's face it, our presence at this lavish reception at a snooty country club is pretty unlikely. We were born on the mean streets of Albany, New York. That's the capital. I myself didn't move into the house overlooking the first green here until I was almost 3. Sean, of course, is famous for riding in the car past some kids in Arbor Hill, this is a seedy part of town, with our friends the Vlacos and stating aloud, I wonder what country club they belong to. That's a true story, he was like 5. Our paternal grandparents, a funny red-headed Irishman from Philly, and a gorgeous Cuban woman were married by proxy. When our father was younger, he was a student in Indonesia, and at one point was almost thrown in jail for stowing away on an airplane to Singapore. His rear end just might have been caned to death had that happened. Our maternal grandmother married an Italian-American serviceman in England just after the Second World War and moved the family to Queens. Through mischief and scholastic underachievement, our father was given one choice for college, Siena. No offense, Siena College graduates. No offense, please. Go Jumbos. His uncle was a Franciscan friar, and he could attend for free. Since his older, much more charming brother John was already taken, our mother went for his younger brother, who drove a racing green Porsche. So he had that going for him, which was good. Now her father was a cop walking the beat in New York City. He could only afford to send her to a state university, Albany being the best at the time. Was it a beacon of freedom and opportunity? Sure, why not? The traffic was certainly better. And I mean, come on, what are the odds of a girl from Long Island going to SUNY Albany? It's like 1,000,000 to 1. They would decide to marry after dating only a few weeks. To call their love improbable, one would have to spend about 30 seconds speaking with them. In fact, hey, they're still married, folks. In fact, Father Ferrano was shocked that both the bride's and groom's parents were married to their original spouses. Now, where was I? So they married and would give the groom a comically Irish name like his brothers Mark, Brendan, and Colin O'Patrick before him. If Mark had been born a girl, coincidentally, his name would have been Sarah. How ironic indeed. Sean, they called the fourth son, believing that in 1980s America, there would be no more Irish need not apply signs. They hoped the Irish would gain entry to historically waspy institutions, such as this very fine club in which we celebrate this joyous event. And they spelled his name the Irish way, so that stupid people everywhere could identify themselves by pronouncing it seen. Brilliant. Now, tonight we gather to affirm the greatness of our hamlet of Loudonville, not because of Schuyler Meadows' all whites on Sunday rule, or the fact that the parking lot is filled with luxury cars. I might have seen Jerry Abrazazi's Bentley out there, actually. Might be Dr. Spears, not sure. Our pride is based on the fact that two good-looking kids who grow up in a beautiful, safe suburb to affluent parents and given every advantage in life can indeed make it in this sometimes cruel world. I'm almost done, bear with me. In the end, this wedding reception is a celebration of decadence, yes. Privilege, of course. Conspicuous consumption, all of these things. But it's also a celebration of love. Now, I'm reluctant to say anything serious, ever. But I would like to propose a toast to another unlikely couple. Sarah and Sean are one of those adorable couples who look almost like their brother and sister. It's a little gross, I agree. Their kids are going to be really freaking cute, though. Now, somehow, circumstances came about to keep Sarah and Sean unmarried until today, now more than 10 years after they first met. On that fateful day, Sarah said to herself, "I'm going to marry that boy." Good call, Sarah. You're totally right. A Japanese friend of mine once told me, "Sometimes it seems like there's only one woman in the world." The fact that he's Japanese makes it more meaningful, I think. For Sean, we all know that woman is Sarah. It's true. It's true. To the beautiful couple, cheers.